Peace and blessings, love and light. My name is Kim Martin Raymond, and I am a minister, spiritual life coach, author, and founder of Redefining You LLC, where I help my clients to realign themselves, mind, body, and spirit. I am also the host of the How Now podcast, where we talk about how to live in the now. And welcome to this portion of the Broken to Beautiful course. I hope that so far you have been inspired to transition so that you can be transformed into the person that God has called you to be. Today, I want to talk to you a little about having a healthy mind, body, and spirit, and its importance. And there are three things that we're going to talk about with regards to having that alignment. The first is, what is your why? Why is it that you're seeking to be on this journey of alignment? You know, there always needs to be a reason behind why you do the things that you do. Because that way, when you're doing them, you're intentional about what it is that you want to accomplish or that you want to achieve. You know, you want to have a childlike mindset, okay? And when we do that, we ask the question, why? Why is it that we're doing this? Why is it that we feel this way? Why is it that we're seeking this alignment? What is it that's missing? What is it that we hope to accomplish? So it always starts with our why. Second, what are we feeding ourselves? Just like our physical body is seeking food and nourishment, and we satisfy that by eating, we want to make sure that we're eating the proper foods and that we're putting things in our body that is going to fuel us and to give us the energy that we need to be able to do the things that we do. We want to also be able to do the same thing with regard to our spiritual appetite. Okay? What are we doing? Why do we believe what we believe? What are we doing to feed our spiritual body? Are we doing a Bible study? Are we interacting in a corporate type setting where we're worshiping with others who are like-minded? You know, but again, it goes back to asking, why do we believe what we believe? And if we're not clear on that, what are some things that we need to do to empower ourselves or to educate ourselves on those things that are questionable for us? It's important that we feed ourselves spiritually, that we're being careful about what goes into our ear gates and our eye gates. What are those things that are impressed upon us by the people that we're surrounded by? And that's also a portion of that mental piece. How are we feeding ourselves mentally? Are we sitting in front of TikTok and social media for hours on end? Or are we finding things to nourish our minds? Are we, watching mindless television? Or are we watching things that are going to help us to grow and to broaden our base as individuals? So when we talk about that appetite, when we talk about that hunger, how are we feeding ourselves? What is our mindset? Who are we around? Who are those people that are impressing upon us the things that we believe or the things that we are carrying in our spirit? That is important. It is important for us to take time to realize that there are all kinds of hungers, that there is a physical, a spiritual, and a mental hunger, and all of them need to be fed nutritious things, things that are going to help us to be empowered. Okay? And then finally, what do we hope to accomplish in that alignment? When we talk about being in a space of transformation, we're moving in three areas. We're moving from a space of fear, where, the unknown, we're not certain, we're confused, And then we move into a space of education. Okay, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm not quite sure how to deal with what it is that I'm dealing with. And this is where we ask for help. And we ask for help from a reputable source, not just from anybody. We want to make sure that we're going to someone who knows or who has experience in the area that we're having a question about. And we're taking the time to to glean and to gather information, because once we move from that space of fear and we've gathered information, we can make more informed decisions about what we need to do moving forward. So it's important that we definitely make sure we look into who is our source, where are we getting that information from, and be able to articulate what it is that we need. Because sometimes that person or that information will give us the vocabulary that we need to ask the questions that we need to know so that we can make those informed decisions. And then we want to move from that space of information to that space of empowerment. Once we've gathered that information, once we've attained that goal of finding out what it was that we were seeking, and we're comfortable in that new space or in that space of transformation, how can we turn around and help others, reach back and help others, so that way no one gets left behind? It's important that we do that we question, that we ask why. Why is it that I'm seeking this information? Why is it that I'm seeking this alignment? Who am I doing this for? Am I just doing it for myself, or am I doing it for those around me? And then, of course, we want to go into asking for help. What are the tools, the resources, the things that I need in order to move from that space of uncertainty and unknowing to that space of confidence and being able to make the best decision for yourself? And then, what do you hope to accomplish? What are those things that you're doing that are going to get you to that space of freedom to be able to operate in your why, so that way you can reach back and assist others? The one thing that we always want to remember is almost cliche, where you say, you don't want to pour from an empty cup, but you don't want to give all that you have in your cup so that you're drawing animosity towards those who may be seeking to, to garner your assistance. What we want to do is we want to be able to pour from a place of overflow. And when we pour from a place of overflow, then we can take those two glasses and we can toast to our success together. The Bible tells us that we are to love God and we are to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. So what are the things that we can do to position ourselves to be able to pour into others, but still have some left for ourselves, because it's about self-care. And that's where that alignment comes in. The alignment comes in when we can look at each one of our situations. We can look at those things that are questionable and begin to answer those questions, so that we can make the decisions that are necessary, that are going to propel us and that are going to move us in a space of empowerment, that are going to take us from a place of brokenness to a space of beauty. And the one thing that I want you to remember is that each one of us is beautifully and uniquely made. Okay? There are many things that happen in our lives that may almost shatter certain portions of our lives. But when we have God in our lives and we have that alignment, it is the glue that takes those broken pieces and makes them a beautiful mosaic. And that's what we hope to be. And each mosaic is unique and different, just like each one of us is unique and different. So when we take those broken pieces and we mend them together with love and with education and with alignment, we can be what it is that God has called us to be. I pray that the continuation of this course be a blessing to you and that you are inspired to transition and to be transformed. Peace and blessings.